different with your feelings. I know my issues are the problem. I miss you every morning. These memories alive in every picture of you.
The feeling overcomes me fast. Afraid of how long this won't last. Looking at a photograph.
Greetings from 2K Sports. Welcome to our Wednesday night coverage of the NBA. I'm Brian Anderson alongside Doris Burke, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce. With us tonight, founder and CEO of The Ringer, the one and only Bill Simmons. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing great. It's awesome to be here. I have tried to play this game with my son. I do the stretch offense, try to shoot a lot of threes and kind of outwit him. It's tough. I'm old. My video game skills are declining, but it's awesome to be here.
Perhaps we could add the four corners module to this.
Do they have that? That would make life a lot easier for me.
All right, a moment to check out some numbers for Eric Gordon.
And he's been outstanding offensively as of late. These last 5 games, he's been a beast at the offensive end. A different level score than he had been earlier in the season. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Now Washington starting 5. They've got Bradley Beal, Robin Lopez out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Robinson in at the 2 guard. And for the Rockets, John Wall is out there with Victor Oladipo. Then there's Christian Wood. Then there's P.J. Tucker. Well, Russell Westbrook has been a force of nature throughout his career. The question now, Bill, is can he still be that kind of player as he ages?
It's a great question. He has a lot of miles on him. You know, he was a 2008 draft guy, and he plays really hard. And he's played a lot of minutes, and he's been in a lot of playoff series, and is not somebody that you would necessarily expect was going to have a 20-year career. I almost look at him like a running back. We have these running backs in football. Their style of play, you just kind of watch and go, oh man, that guy's not lasting more than 7 years. With Westbrook, it's kind of hard to think of him as like a 37-year-old Westbrook with his athleticism, how hard he plays. So we'll see how it goes. He's been dinged up. He's had some injuries over the years. And, you know, whatever the next phase for him, I'm not sure what that looks like. And I think that's the thing that stands out for him just as a player over the years was just he's one of the great freak athletes we've ever had. You know, he is one of the best 5 or 6 athletes I've ever seen on a basketball court. And over again was able to leverage that into huge stats, and unfortunately for him, you know, subpar playoff performances.
And the Wizards with possession here after the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago. They grabbed their own miss. Beal's shot is off. The Rockets have gone 2 of 3 to get this one going. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Bonga. The Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the floor. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Westbrook with it. Checked by Wall. And Wall pulls it down.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Beal with some nice D. And here's Washington. It's a 3-point game. And stylistically, we're seeing the game change. Bill, you like the direction it's going, or are there any other changes you'd hope to see?
I feel like we're swinging a little too far toward threes, but on the other hand, you look at the way the teams that truly succeeded played in the 2020 playoffs. Miami is a team that, yeah, they shot a lot of threes, but the ball moved, people were cutting. It was old school basketball. It was a lot more like how the Warriors played in 2015, 2016, 2017. Boston, same thing. When Hayward got back, the ball's moving and there's back cuts and things. It wasn't just guys hoisting threes. Denver's another one. The back cuts they would do with Jokic, things like that. So I do feel like even though we're in this run right now where it's like threes, the more sophisticated offensive teams are still the ones that are winning for the most part. So hopefully sophistication will still reign.
Well, we see a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting nowadays, but you'll take that look right there any night of the week.
trying anything now to get them out of this slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Well, Bill, defenders can no longer step into a shooter's landing area, but shooters have found ways to manipulate that by drifting forward and or kicking out their legs.
And I hate it. I really hate it. I hate two things the most right now with basketball. I hate this, and I hate 4-minute challenges where referees are deciding whether something was a block or a charge and slowing things down to 1/100th of a second. I don't know why we have these two things. And I can't believe we're rewarding guys for doing things during games that if you did during the pickup game and you just kicked your foot out into somebody, you'd probably have to be separated. But in basketball, it's considered gamesmanship now. And I would personally make it a technical foul if they reviewed it and found that you did this intentionally, or even kick the guy out of the game, just so it would stop. Please stop. Stop doing this.
Just 5 to shoot. Westbrook. Here's Lopez. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
You know, one of the most impactful offensive rebounders in the game. Robin Lopez doing work.
Three-pointer off the mark. The Wizards have gotten 50% of their shots to fall so far. They're 5 of 10. And it's Westbrook off the drive. And Westbrook slams it home.
Westbrook at his best, going to the rim. That's what he does.
Here's Oladipo. Ooh, it's slammed in by Oladipo.
The value of good ball movement isn't lost on this squad.
Here's Westbrook. And he's been a big part of their offense, averaging more than 18 points a game. You know, Bill, you work in so many different mediums. Name the piece or series that you're most proud of.
Definitely 30 for 30. Creating that from scratch, and then putting a couple years of my life into getting it off the ground and doing 30 documentaries, 30 different directors about these sports stories we cared about, and just hoping anybody would watch it. And that was in 2009. And, you know, 11 years later, it's still going. And we thought we would get 30 and be lucky to get to 30. And now they've done, I think, 75, 80, something like that, and it's still going. And it's cool. And it's cool whenever a player says something like, you know, that's going to be a 30 for 30 for some day. To be in the lexicon with that, you know, is definitely one of the highlights of my career.
No doubt. It's awesome.
Yeah, remember, Westbrook led the league in assists 4 straight years. Well, at OKC, good trivia fact.
Back to Gordon. Lets the three fly. The shot that time not on target. And the Wizards going the other way now. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was in Houston.
This time around, they're looking for better execution offensively. They have to avoid mistakes.
Well, so many of their problems stem from turnovers. They simply could not take care of the ball, and it cost them in that matchup.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards.
Oh, got that bucket in no time at all. And for so long, we've heard people say small ball can't work in the playoffs. How satisfying is it to see a team like Houston go all in on that approach, Bill?
I think it was satisfying if you were betting on the other team. Then it was really satisfying because it doesn't work. And there's a reason everybody said small ball can't work in the playoffs, because it doesn't. It puts too much pressure on your team defensively, and smaller guys trying to battle under the boards and guard bigger guys, stuff like that. It's just too easy. The Lakers-Houston series, I know Westbrook was a little bit banged up still. The Lakers, those last 4 games, they were toying with the Rockets. They had no chance. And the only way the Rockets were going to win any of those games was if they hit 25 threes. Well, you could say that about any team. If any team hits 25 threes, they're going to win a playoff game. So I don't think it works. I still feel like rim protection and ball movement and relying on something more than 3 balls, I still feel like that's the recipe to win in the league, no matter how much the sport changes.
Well, it's amazing how much smaller that rim gets when you're in the pressure of the playoffs.
Yeah, there's going to be games that are dogfights where you got to just kind of get to the line. And you have to mix up a timely 3 with attacking the basket, getting a tip in, getting a steal, getting a block, whatever it takes. Just having one formula to try to win a game, it just doesn't work. And I don't think it works for football either.
Brown with the steal. And he's going for the lob. Trying to go for a lob there. Excellent defense and anticipation to stop it. From 17. Knocks it loose.
I'll tell you, he's trying to help them extend this lead, but it's been a tough night for him individually.
Pass to McLemore. And he hits it to tie the game.
I just love the ball movement.
We've got 22 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. From outside the arc, Matthews' shot is good.
This is the area of greatest improvement in Mr. Bradley Beal's game. How about the growth in his passing? Wow.
Here's McLemore. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Beal outside. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. Now it's a 5-point Washington lead.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gets...
Oh, yes! It's good! Are you kidding me?
Oh, my goodness. That's how you beat the clock. What a huge shot to beat the buzzer. My goodness.
Well, that's the perfect end to the quarter for them. You have no idea how much of an effect those buzzer beaters can have on a team's momentum.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's the Wizards up 2. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. All right, let's quickly break down the game and what we've seen so far from the Wizards, guys.
Well, coming into tonight, maybe you thought they were going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Nope, that's not the case.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
And whether it's Harden, Doncic, you go around the league, the step-back three is taking over. Anything going to stop that movement, Bill?
Well, especially now that they allow four-step traveling, I don't see anything stopping it. You have a new generation of guys coming into the league who've been messing around with the shots since high school or their 1 year in college, and by the time they get in, it's just comfortable to them. It makes no sense to older guys like us, because if you took this shot in the late 80s, you'd be like, what is that guy doing? And now it just seems like this natural way to shoot threes. I don't fully understand it.
Older guys like you.
Yeah, well, I tried to lump you in. I didn't want to age shame myself.
Victor Oladipo is out there with John Wall. Then there's P.J. Tucker. Then there's Christian Wood. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Here's Westbrook after the Rockets picked up a basket a moment ago.
Oh, my goodness, if that's the very definition of above the rim. Len showing terrific body control. What a punctuation.
Wall for 3. Another 3 from Houston.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Westbrook outside. Pass to Lynn. And he lobs it up to the rim. And Lopez gets it to go. Lopez has got his second basket on the night. And looking at the level of physicality in the NBA, Bill, how much do you think it's changed in the last few decades?
But it's transformed. I don't even think it's changed. I think what flew in the 80s and 90s wouldn't even come close to flying now. And I think it's really affected the guards and the perimeter guys in a positive way. I still think Isaiah Thomas is the best pure point guard I ever saw. He played in an era where when he drove to the basket, you could just take him out. And, I look at his stats now compared to the guys like Dame Lillard and Curry and even Chris Paul, and you're like, wow, his stats aren't nearly as good. But the degree of difficulty of that era of being a point guard, of going in, there's so many more big bodies, everybody could take him down. It affected what his stats are going to be. And I just think it's much easier as an offensive player in 2020. It's undeniable.
Sinks it from distance.
Lopez looking right at home with the catch and shoot.
Pass to Wood. Here's Wall. And at last, they get one to fall. Wall's got 7 points for the quarter.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
Now here's Lopez. For 3, Robinson. Offensive board. Lynn. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That one on Tucker.
Well, with the length and athleticism, the intimidation becoming a factor. Len aggressive in the painted area, draws the foul.
And the 2K Esports League continues to grow, Bill. Some of the players making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year.
And you have a generation of kids who idolize these players, you know, and I look at like my son's generation. My son has a friend named Blake who really wants to become a professional 2K player. He sees these guys, and these guys are inspirations to them, and it makes them work harder on the game. And I love that there's an upside for playing video games, because trust me, in the 1980s and 90s when I was growing up and I was in college, there was no upside other than trash talking your friends. And now there's actual real financial upside.
Now here's Westbrook. 7 points in the game. That's good from Robinson on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists tonight.
If you leave someone open around Russell Westbrook, he knows it's his responsibility to find the open guy.
Here's Wall. His last outing, he had 24 points. Goes back up. From deep. Rebound by the Wizards. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
First free throw is good. And it's a completely new group for the Rockets. And so he makes both from the line.
Yeah, they're playing a much more physical game here in the second quarter.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Now here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
And they're just taking what the defense gives them. And right now, that's the interior.
Here's McLemore, trailing by 5. For 3, Gordon sinks the tray. Gordon's got 6.
The three-pointer becomes a very high percentage shot when he's that wide open. You better get a hand in his face.
Back to Lopez. And he drives in. And it's Lopez with the jam.
Oh, you better make way. The 7-footer Lopez lumbering inside for the finish.
Here's Cousins. And it's off from 3-point range.
And you can tell right there, the defense is totally fine with him shooting that. That's not his game.
And the foul on DeMarcus Cousins. That's his first foul of the game. We're in the bonus now, and they'll go to the line.
We are talking about an elite 2-guard. Bradley Beal can shoot it. He can guard virtually any position on the floor, and his ability to elevate his playmaking skills has changed the equation.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
The Wizards are rebuilding and rebranding their organization around the term monumental basketball. Looking at best practices, they've staffed up with top talent, they're defining roles and responsibilities. Guys, the goal here is to create a patient and a collaborative approach that yields to long-term success.
And Allie calls for optimism in the DMV. Gets the 3 ball to go.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Up top, Westbrook. He's got 9. Second chance shot. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
For 3, Gordon. And the Rockets hit again from deep.
12 straight points off threes. This defense is not extending very well.
And a shout out to Bill Simmons. Man, it's great to have you on the show.
It's great to be here, and I feel like this game has been playing in the background of my house for a solid year. So it's nice to actually join the game versus hearing it on a TV in the family room.
What you appreciate about Bill, he works hard and has a wide variety of interests.
Well, consider, Kev, Emmy nominated for his work in sports documentaries. Had a brief stint as a joke writer. Here is a guy who brings unique intellect and perspective to the conversation.
Matthews, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Washington's gone 1 of 3 from 3-point land here in the second quarter. Beal outside. Shoots over Brown. Beal's shot is off.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
They get the rebound. Gordon can't hit. And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A. Bad foul. That's not who you want to send to the line. And after having carried Washington for quite a while, last year, Beal finally spoke up about the culture of his team. He said, I don't like losing. It's going to keep blowing up for me until we start winning.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
So he gets them both. 29 seconds left in the second quarter. Out left to the wing. McLemore. Counted from distance. McLemore's got 6 points in the quarter.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Here's Beal into the lane. It's rebounded by McLemore.
Oh, an easy look, but he decides to be a crowd pleaser. I'm sure he's upset for attempting that one.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Wizards out in front. They lead by a bucket. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, you will not find an empty seat here tonight. Welcome to our halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal. You looking for an empty seat?
Yeah,
you're sitting
it's
in.
only 3 of us.
And the seats are all full.
Okay. Oh, you meant in the arena?
Ah, that's what I'm talking about. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. He's really stood out for them to this point. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, they've gotten to the line tonight a lot. Basically, they're saying, I'm going to take it to you. And the only way you can stop me is to foul me. But here's the thing. If you're afraid to sacrifice your body, you'll never pick up a lot of free throws. So great job in the first half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, their bench production has been a major factor. Guys have been ready to go when their numbers go. It makes the second half go a lot easier on your main guys when you can spread the minutes around in the first half.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. A fantastic game from Russell Westbrook in this one.
He was getting into the lane easily that first half. It's just relentless.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far, the defense has not been able to counter it.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. On the court for Washington, they've got Russell Westbrook. Bradley Beal's out there with Robin Lopez, and it's Robinson in at the shooting guard position. Westbrook against Wall, pass to Beal. And he gets the friendly roll as that one goes. Beal's got 12 points in the game. Well, Grant, you stayed all 4 years in college. That's a rarity now. What were some of the pros and cons of that choice?
You know, that was a great decision for me, all 4 years in college playing at Duke. But nowadays, you're almost penalized at times for staying in school for so long. Players today want to get into the league, get some of the best training from coaches, instruction. For me, it was great, but the landscape has changed. The modern game, it is younger. Players are more developed, more skilled. It is sort of the environment that we're in here now in the NBA.
Now here's Westbrook. 13 points in the game. They get it again. It's tipped. And he's able to get it back. For three, Robinson. And Tucker pulls it down. Tucker's got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Wood. Down low. It's tipped. Oladipo outside. Ball for 3. Basket is good with the setup from Oladipo. 14 points for him.
And as you know, they did not have to guard John Wall from that distance when he first came in. Now, he's a problem.
Beal left side. Three-pointer. Beal with another miss.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
That ties the game. Tucker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Lopez, the screen, and finished off by Westbrook.
My goodness, is there anything better than watching Westbrook hammer at home? My goodness gracious, Russell.
And here's the fast break. From about 16, good as the jump shot falls. And now it's a 4-point Washington lead.
Oh, that's impactful defense right there. Finding a steal and instantly turning it into offense.
Well, there's a certain aggressiveness and assertiveness with which Victor Oladipo approaches the game. That's a pretty play through contact.
So it's Washington now. The Rockets getting their last shot to go. For 3, Westbrook. And Tucker pulls it down. Tucker's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Oh, Grant, Russell Westbrook. Not your prototypical pure point guard by a long shot. All right, so how do you evaluate him as a floor general?
BA is simply 2 words. Fearless and relentless. He is a prolific playmaker. Now, throughout his career, some have questioned his decision-making, but I'll take all the great things that he does on the court to help his team win over that.
Let's take a look at the Western Conference standings now that the new year is upon us. You look at Houston, it's still very early, but they have a mountain to climb in their conference.
When I look at Houston this entire season, they've just been stuck in first gear. I mean, we've spoken about their potential, and much of it has just gone unfulfilled.
I think for them, it's obviously been very disappointing, and I get the sense it's starting to weigh on them night in and night out.
The Wizards have gotten only 4 of 10 shots to fall so far in the third. Westbrook against Wall. Here's Bunga. An easy 2 on the layup. And the Wizards lead by 2.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
To the right side. Ball finds Oladipo. He shoots. And it's Houston scoring again.
There is a reason John Wall's name is always at the top of the leaderboard in assists in the NBA. Understanding how to dissect a defense.
Now here's Westbrook. 17 points in the game. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And a look now at the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Friday, they'll be playing against Clint Capella and the Atlanta Hawks.
One way you could look at this difficult stretch against some of the best in the league, it's a tremendous chance to prove to the league just how good your team is. It could provide a huge statement.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
I don't think this timeout is just to give the guys a breather. Coach is looking to switch things up.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Houston has gone 2 for 5 from 3 since halftime. Here's Wall. Nice shot there, making him 8 for 13.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Here's Neto. Wall covering. Tries it from the block. Neto's shot is off. Houston with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Wall on the attack. And the big finish by Wall.
How confident and aggressive John Wall has been tonight. This guy understands when he has to shoulder the load.
Washington trailing. Pass to Neto. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play opportunity. Grant, almost every night in your career, you drew the toughest assignments on defense. What makes a great wing defender in your eyes?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think you have to have certain tools. You know, you have to have the ability to move your feet. You have to have athleticism. But really, ultimately, it's about desire. You know, I always feel that guarding perimeter players and being a great wing defender is a lot like being a great rebounder. You know, you can talk about technique and this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, it's about heart, it's about desire, it's about doing everything possible to compete on the defensive end against great offensive players here in the NBA.
To the paint. Pass to Neto. Stolen by Wall. And here they come. Second shot opportunity. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up. And Washington gets called for the foul.
One of the things that makes Boogie Cousins such a tough cover, he's smart, he understands how to use his size. When you talk about big-time skill, my goodness.
And the Wizards shooting the ball at 48% so far. Pass to Lynn. A minute 9 left to play in the third. Brown with the steal. Here we go. Ball for 3. The rebound by Bonga. Washington shooting 40% since the break. Here's Neto. Wall covering. Neto's shot is good. He's got 9.
Where's the rim protection? That's just too easy for him.
Outside, Brown. Here's Cousins. And another miss by Houston. The Wizards have gotten 7 of 16 shots to go so far in the third quarter. Here's Lynn. Defended by Gordon. Pass to Matthews. This for the tie! Rockets with a rebound. Wall's got 4 rebounds now. Out to the wing. Here's Cousins. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. And the Rockets lead by 6.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
For 3, Robinson. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? The Rockets on top. They're up by 6. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
Three tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the fourth. They've got Victor Oladipo. He's out there with Eric Gordon. P.J. Tucker is out there with Ben McLemore. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Out to Oladipo. Jacks up a 3. And the Rockets Rockets hit again from deep.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Westbrook outside. And there's the screen. Pass to Lopez. To the left side wing. Westbrook outside. Shot clock at 6. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Houston in the lead. Gordon, the pass to Oladipo. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Here's Matthews. He's guarded by Oladipo. The jump hook. Another shot. Lopez. And yep, it's good.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Boy, you love how guys are making plays for one another here.
Yeah, just a balanced attack, a total team effort.
Well, Oladipo soars for the slam. That's pretty, guys.
We've gone about a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Pass to Beal. To the middle. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Beal. Westbrook's got 19 points.
I don't know a person who couldn't admire the passion and the energy and the ferocity with which Russell Westbrook plays night after night after night. He's done a dynamite job rebounding the basketball and no issues fighting it out against the big guys down low.
Pass to Lopez. That one off the back iron and out. For Houston, they've gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now. Fires the three, and Tucker gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 10.
I know he's not the most efficient long-range shooter, but Tucker hits enough of those to space out the defense.
Beal outside. The three-pointer off the mark.
At some point, you need to know when to stop shooting. Just too many misses piling up for him.
Tucker offline with a three. Washington has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Beal into the lane. That is now his 7th field goal in 10 attempts. Impressive.
Boy, Lopez putting plenty of icing on the cake. He's been tremendous.
Pass to Tucker. Now Oladipo. Back to Tucker. Oh, got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Woods checked in for McLemore.
Yeah, coach no doubt wants to use this timeout to review the matchups and maybe make some adjustments as well.
And the guys get a little bit of a break. Mentally, physically, just recharge here quickly.
Oladipo, shot's good.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
Here's Matthews. He's guarded by Oladipo. Westbrook, the pass to Beal. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Matthews. The shot won't fall. Ooh, some solid defense from Oladipo. Inside. Here's Gordon. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Well, Grant, when you joined Orlando, there was a very real possibility of forming a super team. Do you ever wonder what might have been?
Oh, B.A., I wonder all the time. You had a great young player in Tracy McGrady emerging into a star. And if I could have just stayed healthy at a time in the Eastern Conference but it was really wide open. I think all the time what could have been, but unfortunately it never happened because of that persistent ankle injury.
Well, the craftiness of Russell Westbrook down low. This guy excels at drawing contact close to the basket.
The first one falls. Well, Grant, you played when teams didn't have a sophisticated method of managing players' minutes. I want to hear the Grant Hill thoughts on load management.
Well, I'll tell you what, B.A., load management is the new wave in the NBA, and that is so valuable and important to a team. You factor in 82 games, travel, getting in late at night on the road, guys working out year-round. It's so important to think big picture as players go throughout their career. So load management, the sophistication that's applied now is so important and critical, and I'm a little jealous. I wish they had that back when I played.
Having players available in crunch time and extending careers. Wood outside. Outside Tucker. The three on target from range. And the Rockets lead by 15.
Coming down the stretch, they've leaned on the perimeter game.
Boy, the three-point arc has been a major factor in what they've done here tonight.
Oh, wow! Incredible!
Defender in his grill, and Russell says, let me shake you off, sir. I've got to score this.
Ooh, stolen by Westbrook. Now the Wizards in transition. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
The officials were right on top of that.
The first free throw is good. John Wall, he's checked in for the Rockets. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Houston has gotten 4 of 7 three-pointers to fall in the fourth. Here's Oladipo. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. The free throw drops for Oladipo.
I think NBA fans are so well acquainted with the elite basketball skills of Victor Oladipo. What you may not know is this guy is an incredibly gifted singer with a great voice, and he has been known to belt out a tune or two in the locker room if you let him.
For Houston, they've gone 7 for 11 so far in the fourth. Here's Bonga. Washington gets it back.
Wow, just getting all the luck right now, it seems. Good bounce.
They can take their time if they want.
Yes, you have to regroup. Make sure you get a good shot.
Back to Wood. Pass to Wall. For 3. They get it back. And the basket by Wood.
And there's no way this margin gets closed down. Great execution of a game plan and a nice win here for the Rockets.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient. And great job to establish position and square up.
And we just got a second look there at an exceptional mobile one block.
And just incredible timing and defensive awareness. I mean, when you face a defender that can reject you like this, it can alter your entire approach.
Here's Westbrook. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
Tucker drives it in, and it's good. Fought through contact, hit the shot, and will go to the line. The Wizards making a switch here.
And of course, Houston with this small ball basketball that they're playing. P.J. Tucker at 6'5" is their center, and he has really embraced this challenge. I love what he said one time. He said, if you see me and a bear fighting, help the bear. That kind of mentality helps offset his lack of size.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And Tucker gets it to go. And the Rockets lead by 17.
showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
He may give up a little size, but has the bounce to hold his own.
Wall on the attack. Washington with a rebound. Now here's Westbrook.
That was just an awful decision. I mean, you have to keep the clock moving. There's no reason to foul there.
And that one falls for Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook wins the 2017 MVP award. Does he relax and rest on his laurels? Heck no. This guy is just striving for greatness. I love it.
And so Houston takes this one by a big margin. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yeah, so true. They put on a show here at home, and I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence too.
And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching tonight's game. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.